a rigid system would expect. This wall is a visualization, is an overview of, is like the sky catcher wall. In up you have 12 o'clock in the night and down again 12 o'clock. So a vertical strip is 1 day, and the 4 parts, 4 sections are the 4 people. So I'm the first section. It was the next one. You see, he works much more in the night than I do, because there's more dark, and then Jonathan as well. And Roel, the very last one, hardly, he has 2 kids. And also in the morning, you see this line is very straight because he gets up really rigid always at the same time. And opens his laptop after he brings his kids to school. So here you get more this overview about dealing with your machine. And the white lines, this bulb, is when the sun goes up and down. So summer is the bigger, bold, round part. And you see that actually we don't adjust our pointing to nature. So we just have our own rhythms, and then nature does what it wants. Yeah, then we made this website. Yeah. Well, this overview, you can see like Google Maps, you can zoom in. So here you have the possibility to have an overview at the same time, look at pictures individually, close by. And you can switch, that's in my studio, that's at home, and so forth, for those that are interested. And then you can switch to Jonathan, exactly here with my right up navigation. See that? Edu, what's he doing at that moment? Nothing. Well, he is. So, sometimes funny because we're in the same space, and then you would have the same images from 2 perspectives. We both have our laptops. And then here we make special selections. Look what is typical in this huge archive, again, specific, interesting moments or weird pictures that the machine would do out of this behavior, but so that was, I mean,
that's 16 times in a year.
No, the 16, you mean where that come from? Is 16 images.
The 16 images you work on.
Yeah, it's not in a year, it's 9 months this period. But so now this whole system runs much longer. It's somehow much, yeah, somehow just also really nice. Or what a very typical image is this one. You know, you show your fellow something. Looking over your shoulder into the screen, like all different. Or Jonathan had some lens flare because the sun, when he sits in the studio, is always sun shining in the screen. So there was a nice animation coming up with reflections. Yeah. So there again, you have this sort of made for you. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff still to show, so I continue with a new section, because now I was talking a lot about visualizations of existing processes, and now I'm talking about generating new processes or initiating new processes. And that you must imagine more like playing or designing as playing games. yeah, so most of the time when you initiate a new process, the input is something human characteristic, such as your creativity or the failure of the human hand, you know, that you cannot draw straight. So the input is always actually something human. And I want to say something. Yeah, it's also related to that. I think it's very interesting to have this dialogue between the machine and the person and humans. So in fact, in a lot of projects, a person is put into a situation as if it plays a machine. But there are still possibilities and openings where you can bring in your creativity or your human characteristics. And that I think is very interesting. There's this little bit of freedom to humans, but not too much. And so this is an example for that. I was making a poster series together with Jonathan for also a design video in Czechia, in Brno. And we had to make two posters, one to announce the exhibition and one to the exhibition. The poster itself was exhibited in the exhibition. And so we thought, okay, in this case, we set up a little poster factory, and we had 10 students working as a machine. They got a code, what they had to do, which is a card. And they got a kit, tape, stickers, the ingredients, what's supposed to be on the poster. And they were set in a circle. The title was already on the poster. And then they got time limitation. In order to execute the code once, they had 30 seconds, and then they had to hand it over to their neighbor, everybody simultaneously. I had a gong, like a ding. So every 30 seconds I was ringing the gong, the next one. So you had to really collaboratively work. Everybody had even much work in each process. This is a short documentation, well, just speed up documentation. And the code itself, we wanted to make something like seeming a bit of landscape, like a map. So therefore dots and lines, and we have area names and designer names that have to be based on the thing, on poster. And for example, you had to place, if you had a line, you had to place the line starting at one dot and ending at another line, but not crossing more than one line. So there was limitation, but I still had a little bit of freedom, you know, what angle to choose. And those little bit of freedoms, this is the posters that came out. And this bit of freedom got very important all of a sudden, because with this little bit of freedom, you could influence the bigger picture. So that was very interesting also to see that people really like to look for patterns and things they could recognize and try to build something that makes sense. So try to see a square and finish it, or a lot of people trying to connect. If you saw 4 lines connecting to one dot and it was possible within the reach of your freedom, then you would also connect to that dot. So there's really this urge of collaboration to make something together that, you know, somehow makes a recognizable thing. Or some people try to make images or so forth. So that is also the difference to random. I mean, there you really feel that there is this tension and that somebody tried to make sense out of sort of bit chaotic situation. You see the parallels, lines. So yeah, this idea is also that you don't design the whole poster, but you just design, you're only busy with a very small little detail. And then you see what comes out. That is very characteristic of that process. That's it.